All right, everybody, welcome back to the number one television show in the history of the universe, including a galaxy a long time ago, far, far away. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing what I consider probably the single best Star Wars novel of all time. I consider this one of all the Star Wars Legends books, and I've got a lot of them over here. I got most of the Star Wars Legends books right there on my shelf. Sort of my guilty pleasure reading Star Wars Legends books. But I think this one might be my favorite. And it is Shadows of the Empire by Steve Perry. Came out in 1996. This was likely the second ever Star Wars Legends book I read. I think the first one I read was Courtship of Princess Leia by Dave Wolverton. And that's because Dave was a friend of mine when Dave Wolverton / Dave Farland, the same guy. He passed away about a year or two ago. But he was a friend of mine back from when I was in college, and he wrote the Courtship of Princess Leia, along with a lot of under the Dave Wolverton name, and then a lot of the Rune Lords books under the Dave Farland name. Anyway, this was the second. I'm pretty sure this was the second ever Star Wars Legends book I read, and I loved it then, and I loved reading it again. I have said when I read and reviewed Allegiance by Timothy Zahn and Choices of One by Timothy Zahn that I wasn't like a huge fan of those two Star Wars novels. I liked those books, don't get me wrong, but I like the Star Wars Legends books that came after Return of the Jedi a lot better than the ones that were sort of stuck in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, or Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. With the exception of this one, because this is set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But it's my favorite one. Let's talk about the cover first. Great cover artwork by Drew Struzan, my favorite Star Wars artist of all time. This guy, I wish all the Star Wars books had covers by him. He is just a great artist, and this book looks just really cool. I just like the whole layout of the whole thing. We've got Darth Vader, we've got Luke, we've got the Emperor, we've got one of our bad guys here on the back cover. We swing around and we got Boba Fett. It's just a dope cover. Anyway, this opens up right after Empire Strikes Back. Opens up right after, in fact, the opening scene of this book is the scene where Han Solo is frozen into carbonite. And it's just told like you see it in the movie, but we find out that it's kind of Leia is dreaming this. She's dreaming of, she's having a nightmare of the event, and then we get to see an episode with Zixor. Zixor is our one of our main baddies here. You see him right there. Zixor, he's the Black Crime Syndicate. He's an overlord. He's in the underworld. God, this review is starting out so fucking bad. I just need to calm myself down and get my shit together and talk about this book like it deserves. Zixor, the underworld of the Black Sun Crime Syndicate. He is the overlord of that. He finds out that Vader wants Luke Skywalker. God. Most of this stuff's going to get edited out, so I'm not even worried about screwing this stuff up. But anyway, Vader wants Luke Skywalker alive, and Zixor has found out. And he wants to use this info to his advantage. Now, like I said, this opens up right after Han Solo is frozen in carbonite, and Luke is reeling from the news that his father is Darth Vader. Boba Fett is taking Han Solo to Cloud City. From Cloud City. This review, oh my God, it might go down the best Star Wars book in history. It might go down as my worst fucking review in history. Oh, Lord, have mercy upon my soul and everybody that's watching this. Han Solo, frozen in carbonite, is being taken from Cloud City by Boba Fett out into the universe, and we don't know where. Well, we eventually figure out where, because in Return of the Jedi is in Jabba's palace. But there just happens to be a shit ton of extra adventure that takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, where all of our characters, not Han Solo, he's in carbonite, he's not doing jack shit for this whole fucking book. But other than being like this, in carbonite, that's all he's doing. But Lando Calrissian, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, 3PO, R2-D2, they're searching for the mother that's in the... And Boba Fett has him. They're trying to figure out where he's going to be taken to. There's a character named Dash Rendar, who is a really cool character. He's a cool character. Trust me, read the book and figure it out for yourself. Zixor is planning on betraying Vader and getting Luke Skywalker for himself. He's playing Vader like a fiddle, right? And Vader is being Vader. This book shows Vader doing a lot of cool Darth Vader stuff. It shows the panic that Luke, Leia, and Lando have trying to track down Boba Fett and Han Solo in the carbonite and figure out where he's going. And we got this guy Zixor, who's in the crime syndicate, who's going to betray everybody and foil everybody's plans, including Darth Vader's plan. And it's just a cool book. And we get to see what it's like when 3PO gets to fly the Millennium Falcon by himself. It doesn't go well. And it kind of pisses Lando Calrissian off a little bit. But it's a funny scene, and I won't spoil anything more for you. But this is, I think, my favorite. Oh, God. Probably the best Star Wars book written. The worst Brian Lee Durfee YouTube video review so far. Only stands to reason that they both have kind of come together in this meeting point in time. The time continuum, space-time continuum, has put my worst video and the best Star Wars book together at the same time, at the same place, in my library, which is haunted, by the way. If you've watched any of my Stephen King videos, you know this library is haunted, and I know it's with this review. But anyway, I give this a 10 out of 10. Great science fiction, space opera, action adventure with all of our favorite characters. And some cool new ones like Zixor and Dash Rendar. Trust me, they're cool. 10 out of 10.